Okay, so more on that same heading about how victory lies through defeat. In the first Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones is defeated constantly throughout the movie by this evil French archaeologist, Belloc. Um, Jones no sooner acquires something he desires than Belloc arrives and takes it from him. This is their relationship, and evidently has been before. Jones does not defeat Belloc. God defeats and destroys Belloc. Jones is tied up, arms behind his back, with Marion, his love interest in this movie. He does not defeat his enemy, in spite of trying several times. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and so are victory and defeat. Power has its place, but power over others is foolish, it's ego, and it's doomed. It has no place in the true life because it's ego. And ego is always destructive. Always. Always. My friend will never see that. He will never be able to give up his addiction to his own illusions of personal power. I'm a person of heart and understanding. He was born for power. I'm born for emotion and understanding, love and truth. And I realized a long time ago that love equals truth. They're the same thing. I have given up both. Increasingly, I find my love with God. I've had to. My life is structured that way. I will survive. And for me, survival has meant learning to depend on God and God alone. I still require and receive enormous nourishment, emotional nourishment from other people, but I'm able to go increasingly long times, weeks, without that. I can see where God's taking me, where I rely on Him and Him alone for love. Truth, very important to me. I'm very cerebral, a born philosopher, a born mystic. I don't need to understand reality anymore. I surrender to it. Whatever understandings God wants to give me, He brings in His good time. I've learned not to peek in His inbox. That's His business. My business is do the next right thing. His business is coordinating everything. All right? So Evan, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, dude, but you're on a loser's quest. It does not work. The only safety, the only hope, the only victory is in God. And He alone knows how to approach Him and work with Him. Religion is useless. We've entered an age where God wants everybody, requires everybody to approach Him directly for answers with empty hands. Forget your perfect offering. There is no perfect offering except the broken, humble self, willing to learn, willing to do what it's told, willing, willing, willing. Good luck, my friend. Yes, I'm posting this one for you, but I don't have a whole lot of hope. I've never seen you seriously throw yourself at God's feet and say, thy will, not mine, be done. All day, every day, for the rest of one's life. I've been doing that for over a decade, about 15 years at this point. It's why I'm still alive. It's why I survived Hattie's death. For the rest of you, Hattie is my late wife, who meant more to me than life itself, who was a person who made me want to live for the first time in my life. Good luck, Evan. It's going to take a real stretch. You're going to have to see that, as I had to see, that we are nothing without God. Jesus himself had this consciousness. Of myself, I am nothing. The Father doeth the works. In my case, the works is living, just surviving, being and being alone. Seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. That's my motto. I don't carry it on a piece of paper in my wallet, but it's written in my heart, the hard way, with a pen of pain, in ink of tears, sweat, and blood. Because that's what my life has been. If you don't know that, you don't know me at all. Okay? That's what's written in my heart. I have done that, and he is adding unto me things that I didn't even know to ask for. Okay? It's an incredible adventure. I've been trying to point your feet on it for years, since I lived at Ling Street, whatever the place was called. I never see so much as a nibble. That's the power. You have no power. No human being does. He alone has power. He is the power. You want power? You become an empty vessel, a clear glass. And then through you, his love, his truth, and his power shines out across the universe. I'm having that effect on many lives now. The more you surrender to him, the more he can use you. Being used by him is vastly better than being in charge of anything. Anything. You see, the thing is, when his love flows through me, I get a sip of it on the way out. That's the best taste in the world. Okay? When his love speaks through me, when his truth speaks through me, as it frequently does, other people's eyes are opened. I have no idea. You remember that time in the woods together when I was in Scarborough, and you had such a wonderful experience, the presence of God? That is by far not the only time my presence has had that effect on people. The first time I was 23. It was on a guy in the church. Okay? This isn't me. I don't do this. God does this through me. Okay? When I was 23, I sang a song in front of the church that I had written for the church about God and God's incredible love for us. There was a man in the audience that night who had been devoted to Jesus all his life, loved Jesus more than anything. Several years later, he told me that the night after he heard me sing that song, he had his first spiritual experience with Jesus. And he attributed it directly to that song. Okay? Since you in the woods, there have been so many people. All right? I'm in regular communication with one of them these days. Whenever we talk on the phone, he ends up having deep personal experience with God. I don't take pride in this. This is not something Alan does. God does this. Of myself, I am nothing. The Father doeth the works. You don't have to be Jesus for that to be true. Everything he said and did, he said we would do. These things and greater you will do, he told his disciples. He was speaking to all human beings when he said that. All right? This is what awaits you when you completely utterly surrender. Okay? It is the best decision. It is the only decision. In the future, it will be impossible for people on earth to do anything else. Okay? Reality speaks, dude. I'm just telling you the facts. What you do with them is up to you, man. See, the thing is, I still love you, just like I told you. That may be hard for you to believe because some of the things I've said and done, but it's always been love, and it always will be. Okay? Good luck. I hope you make the right decision. We'll see. God bless.